Hey Melissa, hope all's good. Right, I feel like with this footage I'm going to have to go in reverse order. So let's start from the bottom and go from there. So this is the top single. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so just little things are going to start coming into play here. So when you're doing your lift out, your hips are a little bit behind you and you kind of lean back to unhook it out of the rack. Try and get your hips directly under the bar so you can just stand up straight and then take your steps back. You're just seeing this one, it's like a little bit of a kind of like a lean and kind of like drag. So your hips are having to push through in order to straighten you up. You want to just have hips underneath, bang, and there we go. Sorry, my mouse is being a pain today. Right, let's have a look. Yep, depth well in, maintained your position nicely. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, well done. I would say that's about a, yeah, I'd say it's about a 9. So let's have a look. Right, we're back. God, those took a while to load today. Whew. Right, so we're working back up. So this is the 82.5. You say felt a little heavier. I feel like you shouldn't. Oh, sweet shrugs, bro, in the back. Right. So yeah, same on that one. Just try to get the hips directly under the bar. So all you've got to do then is lock the knees out and you can go. Yep. Oof. Oof, right, let's have a look at that one again. Fair play. Honestly, man, I know I've said this before, but fair play to you for maintaining technical sort of like lockdown even when things get tough, because that's so easy to round over and kind of like crumple up. So with that one, you just let the knees going forward do all the work and the hips didn't really do anything. So you basically just start the movement, knees forward, and then just the body kind of collapses underneath that. Yeah, and the quads are a little tired, so that's kind of more like a squat, like how when you first started it was very much just kind of, try to do it the way of the camera, kind of just fly everything forward and the rest of the body just kind of like folds like a deck of cards underneath it. And that's kind of what it is, you know what I mean? If you think of that deck of cards analogy, it's kind of limp. There's no real tension to it. It just kind of like the structure just all falls apart. Fair play to you though, Melissa. You are a little grinder, I'll give you that. So I think this is giving good idea of kind of where we're at. Seeing as that's going to be, you know, you're not going to have done an almost max single previously. We'll be looking in and around that kind of ballpark for opener territory. Generally, I'm very much more on the safe side. I would rather you just bury one, get it in, and move on. But we'll talk about all this kind of stuff, like competition strategies and generally how I like to plan things. Yeah, again, same with that lift out on this one. I've never seen you do that before. So just keep the hips under. Yep, they're in. Yep. Again, these are a little quite knee-y. They're very much kind of knees forward is setting off the movement, okay? So remember, it's got to be the hips back and knees forward. You've got to break both at the same time. And remember, it's knees forward and out the whole time. Yeah, so this is kind of giving me a good idea so to sort of get this week out the way and how we're going to tackle the week going up to the 16th. Yeah, thinking I might pull it back a tiny bit. It just seems, just as it's getting a little bit heavier, just some old habits kind of creeping in there. And I don't want you to, when things get heavy on the platform, to just resort to, you know, sort of like plan A, which is how you were squatting before. And that was the time where we had quite a bit of trouble even getting you to depth in the first place. I've got no doubt that if you start moving with the bar, you have the sort of like the tenacity to sort of grind your way through, as long as a spotter doesn't take it from you, which may even be worth bringing up to one of the spotters, you know, just saying to the back spotter, like, this might be a grinder, like just leave it unless I start going down. Right. I ain't gonna lie, I've already had a little sneak peek at this one. So that's good. Head and shoulders are down first, pinning everything in here. And then the butt can just kind of come down, because you've still got the tension in the quads here. You can see how the quads are still sort of like built over. Lovely unrack. Yep, chest up tall. Boom. Awesome. Well done. Can't quite see the heels, but they look okay. Just make sure they are down. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Nothing wrong there at all. Yeah, fair play. The bench is one that you've really taken the cues on board. Lovely. Particularly the getting the chest up, learning to build up some tension. Up and yep, that's it. Really pin it down, double chin, head completely flat on the bench. And this is with a self handout as well. Yep, heels look good. Oh, awesome. Yeah, very smooth. Not a lot to pick apart on these. Let's have a look at another round of 50. And to be fair, bench is one of those that a competition bench helps so much. I think competition bars and competition plates for your deadlift generally are just, they either make things easier for some people because they shove all the weight closer to the body. So for you, I think it'll work quite well. But if you yank it, it's not very good. But the benches just help everyone. You haven't got this big like divot here where your ass is meant to go. It's wider, it's taller. Awesome, well done you. Honestly, Melissa, that's really, really good. Right, let's have a look at this. See if there's anything to this failure of the third rep other than just tired. You know, because there's a lot going in here. Like, this is the scary point in training where everything feels heavy, you're tired, but this is where we're giving the body sort of bricks and mortar to create those adaptations that we need to, yeah? Yeah, so on that one, when you're in that bottom position, as the bar's down on the chest, so if you notice, the first thing that's happened is as you've pressed off the body, the elbows have kinked backwards. So that's more likely to be the bar rolling in the hand. So bars rolled in the hand, the elbows kinked backwards to basically compensate and redistribute that weight. And then it's really difficult from there without it being tucked under. When the elbow's back there, you're essentially pushing down the body. So for you, you'll be pushing down towards your waist. Simple simple misgroove. I mean, you look tired, and on those heavier singles, there wasn't the most leg drive I've ever seen. Let's just watch this heavy one again. So your upper body by this point is going to be exhausted, you know what I mean? There's only so much we can kind of play with. Just let me know, Melissa, how your weight is looking. You've got it super lucky in terms of your flight times and stuff like that. Oh, love it. Yeah, you've got it super lucky in terms of when your timing is, because you're there and done and out the way first. Yeah, so you've got an easy kind of lineup. So in terms of sort of like, I'm going to keep this week the same. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to play around with this a little bit. The heavy bench and the heavy squat aren't going to be quite as heavy. Because you're going to have fun with the deadlifts. Okay, so we'll kind of know where you're at with that. So get the footage over to me with that as fast as you can. And then, yeah, so the last week hasn't been written up yet. I'm waiting until I've got everything down here before I can really ride up on this one. But you've just got to brave through this week. Again, this is the tough one. If things don't move that well, it is what it is. Okay, you're tired. Just give it your best shot, okay? Carb up, caffeine up. This is one where you just got to grit your teeth and just keep pulling, keep pressing, you know what I mean? And get all the way through. Start from the top down in every session. So say if you can't get in these 3 sets of 5 here, that's no problem. Okay, you've done your main squat work, so don't worry about this quite so much. Again, as you go further and further down, don't worry about it quite so much, because your bench is going to be very, very tired come the end of this. But that's the point. I just want high frequency, just going to smash it out as much as possible. Let me know kind of day by day. Because once this heavy deadlift's out the way, the rest is, ideally I want to try and get it all in, but it's kind of adding stuff on top of the pile that you can recover from later on down the way. But we'll kind of see how it goes. But I'm super, super happy with that so far. Just remembering with the squat, try and get the hips under so you can just stand straight up from the unrack and then walk back, rather than having to almost good morning it out and then sort of like wiggle back. With the bench, with this, you've got some lighter work coming up now, lighter work. Really focus on getting that leg drive in. Okay, so it starts at the feet, toes towards the end of the shoes. Okay, you're pushing back. As you press, you push your toes towards the end of the shoes, flex the quads and get those doing a little bit of work. And then we'll see kind of how this deadlift moves. Okay, the deadlift, you're going to be tired, but I want you, again, just to smash it as best you can. Okay, give it all you've got. Any issues, Melissa, as always, let me know straight away. All the best.